Hey, this is Dr. Femi, and today I'll be doing a Gurren Lagann deck profile. No skit today. I want to try to push out these deck profiles a little faster. So I'll be doing Gurren Lagann since the English one came out today, uh, maybe this week. And I bought mines in Japanese, so my cards will be in Japanese, but the pictures are the same. So let's start. So I have four runners, free runners. They can move anytime, any open spot in your front row. You get these not in the booster, but you get these through the trial deck. So each one comes with two. So you need to, if you want to get four, you have to get two trial decks. Unfortunately, I had to do that just for that card, but I'm making use of the other cards as well in the trial deck. And I run four level 0 bombs. Plus, these, when you attack, you can pass 500 times the amount of characters on field to another character. Unfortunately, not to itself, though, I don't think. And this makes a good power pump. So that's a plus. I run four of these. I run two clock bombs. And also, when you play this card, you can pay one, discard one, and salvage. So I run two of these just for that ability. Pay one, ditch one to salvage. The clock bomb is just a plus. And also, this Viril, what's his name? Viril, is also a Digrendin. So most of his other cards are not Digrendin, but this one is, and this is so good. So I run two of those, just to salvage. I run four Nina's Ricky's pretty much. This one's a little different than Ricky's. Most of the time you have to pay one clock yourself from the deck. This one, you take the stock and you clock it, and then you search for a level 1 or lower. And that makes her different. And I don't know. I think that's better. So you know what your clock is. What you're clocking yourself than going randomly into your deck and clocking. I run four brainstorms. This is a basic pay one, tap two, search the if it hits a climax, search. This also during your turn buffs the center stage 500 plus. The center character gets a non-target. That is a great skill to have in case you don't want to get moneyed later on to the game, or anti-change later on with the counter. Um, I like this one because of that skill. Plus, I like the searching brainstorm to search out my deck to compress better. There's also the salvage brainstorm as well in this deck. You only have to tap itself, but it salvages. And I like that one as well, just because you don't need two characters in the back tapping for the brainstorm. But I like this one in this deck much better because of the yellow. I run four of those. I run three drop down beaters, Yoko level ones. When this gets dropped down, it gets 500 times the amount of characters, including itself. So it gets to a good 5, 6, 7, 5 by herself. And I use three of this dude. When he attacks, you give another character 500 times the other characters. So if you have a full field, he gives like 2k. This plus this is a good combination. Just taking out walls. taking out characters, reversing, because this deck needs to reverse to get the skills off, the climax combos off. So big numbers mean more likely to reverse. And I run 4 commoners right here. This is the pretty much the star of the show of this deck. When this during your turn, it gains 1500. Climax combo with the shot. When it reverses, you search. But his other skill, once you reverse, it gets the ability during your opponent's turn. If it gets front attack, it gets to go. If there's 2 or fewer cards in your memory, it goes into memory. That skill lets him not get reversed by reverses climax combos. That's a good skill. And he searches. Not too bad. Yeah, I run 4 of that. If I can get it straight. And let's start my 2 lineup. So I run 1 level buffer. This one is a ditch climax. 2 salvage. Not as good. It's a good secondary skill. Buff up your characters. I run 2 high level stock bombs, commonest, to get rid of those pesky early plays. And also for early plays, I run 1 counter, anti change counter. It's 2500 power, and this one I don't like because it's a ditch 2 to anti salvage. But if you have the hand, go for it. They lose an attack. If you plan it right, you can lose an attack. And I run 1 counter because there really isn't much in this deck to try to save with counters. Like, I really don't want to save Kamina because he's going to go in memory if I do it right. I don't want to save this dude because all he does is power pump. And Yoko's, they only get power on drop down, so there's not much wall advantage here. So I run 1 counter just in case I need it's a good time to take someone out. I'll put that over there. Actually, no, I'll just put it right here. And here's my 3 lineup. So I run 2 Ninas. Here, 3/2 Ninas. The first skill, global 1500. Make your level 3 game bigger. When she gets placed down, you can look at the top of your deck times the amount of characters on field. So this is what I put in to search for climaxes at end game. Looking for that gate trigger, so I can play the climax combo at the end. And she also, when you tap her, if you don't have 2 or more, if you have 2 or fewer cards on in memory, you can take a Kamina from waiting room and put it into memory. That's a skill she has. Now this sets up for Shimon, and this is my level 3, pretty much my climax searcher. And I run 4 early play Yokos. I got a sign Yoko here. So 2 or less climaxes in waiting room, and you get to play her out early. When she comes out early, well, when she gets played, you get to heal 1. Clock to waiting room, normal stuff. And when she attacks, you can give one of your characters pay 1. He has to reverse and burn 1. So she can pass a burn 1 to one of your characters. So it's a pay 1 ditch. So not too bad. Heal and a possible burn when you reverse. And of course, I run Shimon, the co-star of this deck, pretty much. So on play, he heals, of course. Climax combo. When he reverses, you can pay one and discard one, and if he reverses the opponent, he he burns for 4. Just like Shion's last shot. Just a little. You have to reverse on this one. Costs a little less though. And the second one, it's a skill, so you can do this during main phase. You can pay 1, and then if you have commonest in memory, he goes under Shimon as a marker, and he gets 2,500 power. And he gets can't the opponent can't use backups. Great skill when you don't if you need him to reverse. Problem is I don't really use it. There's a lot of ways to pump up your characters in this deck. Of course, you have him right here, and you have the level 0 right here to pump up your characters. You have Nina here if you have it in the back. Of course, you got your level buffer right here. It gets to a decent amount. So most of the time when I play this deck, I don't really actually use that third skill. And for my trigger, my climax lineup, of course, I run 4 gates, Shimon gates, right over here for my end game, and I run 4 shot triggers for my level 1 game. I run 4 and 4 to make it more consistent. No break, no weird climax lineup. So this deck, I played it several times. I like the deck. To me, this is like a competitive basic deck. It has everything you need to set up pretty much your game, but there's no pizzazz to it. Like, I feel like I have everything I need, and there's no like extra advantage I can get from this deck. The only advantage I feel from this deck is when Kamina goes into memory, so it prevents reverse climax combos. But other than that, it has its basic rickies. You use this, or you use video here to try, or brainstorm to try to get your level 1 game. Once you hit level 1, you try to use the climax combo to get into your early plays if you're set up for it, or you get your end game. Or if you don't have the climax, you get Nina. And you pretty much go through the game like that. You maybe occasionally hit some salvages. You can salvage your end game, or if you need to set up for 1 game. And it has answers for early plays. Decent end game for a 4. I would admit that 4 burn 4 is a little too much. But if you just use it and it hits, and hitting 4 plus swinging for 3 might win you the game. So not a bad deck. Not a bad deck at all. If you enjoyed this deck profile, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want, set up that notification bell so you get some updates on my deck profiles and my box openings. And you have a good day. Thanks. Peace.